the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Around 5 o'clock p.m. ENA, the Criminal and Economic Division of the Accra High Court 3, Eddie and Kra Ebaye say Omusaka a fresh application from Ghana's Attorney General Godfred Yeboah Dame. Application there is an affidavit. A contested application that the third defendant, Richard Jakpa, a filer seeking to have charges against him dismissed. Earlier on, we are on base 1 to 1:30, and our lawyers of Richard Jakpa echo file an application. He said, "Oh, say charges are Attorney General Diabolo nina. In fact, ye charges nina. Ye dismiss charges nina. And no name you may be 5 o'clock. Attorney General Eddie reply with a supporting affidavit. Akwa in the Accra High Court. Na Eddie and the was her application na Attorney General the Accra High Court about Richard Jakpa application and no seeking for charges against him to be dismissed. Na Jakpa reasons I was stating here say charges are diaboni nyina na yentwam according to Onu Jakpa no an encounter on the Attorney General enyaye ne nsem Attorney General kan this encounter mu a edi adanse say the ekoso no enye prosecution na emu no mere persecution Attorney General pese by all means possible o jeli Onu Jakpa and after the first accused Kesel Ato forcing the reasons we and or no Richard Jakpa through the lawyers estate here say eno no court hwe sa anyoma akoso ni nyina no for dismissing application and no reply and Godfrey Yeboah Eddie Abai through this fresh application aided by an affidavit. Na okay kanya ebeken kind brofo ni bomodin say yebekira se ewotwi. Or said that the Attorney General has been served with an application for an order of inquiry into the conduct of the Attorney General, an order of mistrial, injunction, and or stay of proceedings in the instant criminal proceedings, and is opposed to say as unfounded, unmeritorious, and unknown to the law. That no proper grounds have been canvassed by the applicant to warrant a grant of his application, that is dismissal of all charges against him, which is unknown to the laws governing criminal law and practice in Ghana. And the can go for your Dame. First point in another which you say on Akasakra and the can serve an application. Say young Nsem for mistrial and in your ma ahodo. Na sa your man na ekoso ni nyina 1 unfounded, 2 unmeritorious, 3 unknown to law. On the grounds of which Richard Jakpa seeking say yan dismissing the charges in nyina and also Attorney General Chirimu on ma any proper grounds. And now this application no akwa court. I'm a court granted this application. The tosu mi no nioma na wotwetwere wo muntia yan dismiss all charges against him no enyina mraso wo hwe criminal Ghana ye criminal law ho hye de adwuma the reasons so state ye nyina ba kokura ne ho no magina sa amra no and Attorney General Chirimu Bion said that the instant application by the third accused is a smokescreen and a veiled attempt by the applicant to abort his legitimate prosecution for actions committed as a public officer, which led to the state losing colossal amount of funds, that is millions of euros. Same is incompetent as no one has immunity from prosecution under the laws of Ghana. And I got from your brother message to say, so application no katani bubi keke. And now Richard Jakpa and the lawyers epese omo sheda de kata substantive case na kase because case na kase that one say ma boman yi ka ma boman yi krono ma ji oman yi sika se mo de be ye japade de am oman yi japade no a ma ntumi amfa anye akoye kakwa Ghana nya mfa so bi amfiri so eno ne the substantive case ti de akukọ so yi ni audio ni leak ni nioma Richie Jakpa agira so de atwere application say yemfa dismiss ne charges ne de according to the attorney general yen katani mu bi keke eno peso mo de kata case na kase enti yemontugu ebiem o say obie ni hono mu a wo my Ghana mu ha ade kekere no free mara ho there is no one that has immunity from prosecution odi bone nko ade a emra wo ho kwan say do be fase de emra no ekaso 6 was it that I respectfully say that the Attorney General is vested with the constitutional responsibility to prosecute all crimes within the Republic of Ghana and cannot be prohibited from discharging his constitutional duty in any respect of any person, as all persons in Ghana are equal before the law. And what you say, or the Oboni ni die kasa, say obi Attorney General. Ghana mamra constitution no edi tumi ni asudie ahye ne nsa se obetumi atwe nipa bia ko gina mara nim embra wafon edi etia Ghana mara sane se Ghana mara ne Ghana hihye yemu no enipa bia eye pepepe ewo mara nim emra nim no obi nsu nsiro bi ti se wudi bone nko ana bone kro no tia Ghana mara utu anamo bi na anamo ni tia Ghana mra nhihye yemu no Attorney General ho kwan se obetwon do abegina mra nim no abo kwan do because obie no hono a osose ne Ghana mra. 7 that the respondent denies each and every allegation of material fact contained in the affidavit in support. 8 that the depositions in the affidavit in support of the instant application are laden with spurious allegations which are carefully and mischievously calculated at creating needless doubt about the inability of the court to dispense justice in this case. Ose nioma Richie Jakpa and the lawyers actually the affidavit or support to application say yen dismiss case ni nyina a spurious allegation a yen twanto so a enyina so bia nim ye nipa bi ahye da trase ahyehye wadwem bone kwa so se yen fanya bibi na yema Ghana fo adwiremu enye wontanta emfanfa emra eni pepepeyo ewo yemra nsem ti nyina so bia nim. 9 that even though the applicant levels many wild and untrue allegations against the Attorney General, no disposition in the affidavit in support attacks the integrity of the court or hint at any decision or action by the trial court which impedes the capacity of the court to administer justice in this case. And the Attorney General said, Sir Richie Jakpa and the lawyers, in fact, omwaka ensem bebrebe de kwa du bebrebe e de abo ono Attorney General kwa du pi no, in fact ehu na nokre bia ni na kwa du ni nyina mu no enyo mo de sha affidavit ni nyina e bia ni hono mu a etumi edifi ene animtia eka yen court eni monyam eni pepepe ya omode yi omodjuma eni tumi ekita wo mu a oseso omode pepepe ye eye adwuma ewo asem bia mu nti bibia sani in that affidavit. 10 was it that the respondences, the paragraph 6 and 16 of the applicant's affidavit in support epitomizes the falsehood with which his application is laced as the reason for the discharge of Dr. Sylvester Endimana, second accused from this case, was his very severe illness for which he was undergoing dialysis and had to perform 3 different kidney transplant operations in India. a fact which delayed the trial for many months. This is a matter of record and well known to the court. 11. That the attempt by the applicant to suggest that the entry of nolle prosequi against Dr. Enimana was due to some exculpatory evidence given in the applicant's favor only highlights the general falsehoods and mischief in the applicant's affidavit in support. Indeed, evidence given by Dr. Enimana before he was discharged as an accused person rather vindicated the decision to charge all the accused persons in this case, including the applicant and Dr. Enimana himself. Enti sɛ Richie Jakpa share affidavit no a wɔse court nyina so ɛmfa dismiss charges mfantia no say second accused your friend Dr. Sylvester Enimana yana oye chief director the Ministry of Health no adekodie ntia Attorney General Antoine case no so bio ni say na Dr. Sylvester Enimana no ekura evidence bia nanka ebe ha case na nunti and Attorney General Antoine so a utwa case no so ena gofre yebo adame kire say sa asem no kra na wo kan wana affidavit ni mu no edi adanse ye say Richie Jakpa on kan kore because e wo court records mu say Dr. Sylvester Enimana ye share case yasi papa no ne sa ho aka ya why ye kidney transplant and prema akomako miensa wo India and krata free India health facility hono mo ababeda court say papa no ne tibia na ewowom ene sedie na pomodin nsem ho adurum emre bia no yankopɔ betumi agene nkwanfre ne nsem eno ti na Attorney General kirema na ehu hia bio se obesa to aso a charge Dr. Sylvester Enimana because papa ne yare ena wo se kiru bio se ansampo na papa ne yare ni beye serious no testimonies kakra Dr. Sylvester Enimana mano court kra no edi adanse ye say ono Richie Jakpa case la to forcing ena ono Dr. Sylvester Enimana o mabo man yika Dr. Sylvester Enimana no oje sanse ni nyina to mu court which is a matter on record. Nti yede na afi de yokoka say because of exculpatory evidence bi ekura Dr. Enimana ntina Attorney General Antoa ono no prosecution ni so bi 13 or say that the respondent in specific response to paragraph 7 and 8 of the applicant's affidavit in support says that the decision of the court to order the applicant to conduct cross-examination before the prosecution was in accordance with the practice and procedure of the court and the laws of Ghana. Yediho was that the respondent further states that as has been demonstrated in this court, the first accused cross-examination of the third accused person has been an extension of third accused evidence in chief. The Attorney General was therefore right to say that the third accused person is not adverse to the applicant. 14. That in specific response to paragraph 10 of the affidavit in support, I state that the reaction of the Attorney General to the unfounded allegations of the third accused was not professional, as he was not a witness in the courtroom and was therefore not required to respond further. The Attorney General will have his day in cross-examination of the third accused. That the respondent denies paragraph 11 of the applicant's affidavit in support and says that, on the contrary, the testimony of the third accused and the cross-examination by counsel for the applicant rather shows coalition between the applicant and the third accused person and not the Attorney General. 16. That in further response, the respondent states that the prosecution has led cogent evidence after painstaking investigations conducted in this case and called credible witnesses who were cross-examined extensively by counsel for the applicant and the other accused persons, leading to a prima facie case being held by the Honorable Court to have been duly made against all the accused persons. 17. That the respondent before the trial duly filed all the evidence he intended to rely on and furnished all parties to this action with copies, and therefore does not need to collude with any party to incriminate another party in this action. 18. That rather, it is obvious that the applicant's collusion with the third accused has led him to wholeheartedly believe in the truth of the fabricated allegations of the third accused person. 19. That the respondent states that the Attorney General has demonstrably upheld the right of all parties in this matter and has performed his duties to uphold the ends of justice with credibility. 20. That the Attorney General has always served the Republic of Ghana diligently and without fear or favor to all manner of persons, including the applicant herein. 21. That in response to paragraph 13 of the affidavit in support of this application, I say respectively that it is in the public interest that this case be brought to a firm conclusion based on the credible evidence before this court. 22. Clearly, the accused persons are bent on using any means necessary to get away with crimes committed against the state and must not be aided in that illegitimate endeavor through a grant of this instant application. 23. That the respondent states that a suspicion about the prosecution or motives for prosecution is not evidence upon which the court makes decisions, and therefore the instant application is completely frivolous. 24. That the respondent states that the evidence led so far by the third accused person, both in his copious and voluminous witness statement and oral evidence in chief, does not show any manipulation by the Attorney General on basis of which it can be said that the third accused provided subpoenaed testimony. 25. That in response to paragraph 15 of the affidavit in support of the application, respondent says that there is no doubt that the prosecution of the applicant, who in the course of the trial was made the minority leader in parliament, has courted untold pressure from all quarters, and this application, which is without merit, is one of the strategies being deployed to frustrate the prosecution of the case. 26. That in further response to paragraph 15 of the affidavit in support of the application, the respondent states that the continued prosecution of this case to its logical conclusion would uphold the principle of equality of all persons before the law and defeat the perception that the powerful and the politically connected or societally elect can get away with crimes on account of undue pressure and false allegations. 27. That it is totally untenable for the applicant to be left off the hook on the account of fabricated applications by the third accused person aimed at assisting the applicant to gain unwarranted advantage in this trial. 28. That the integrity of the proceedings before this court remains intact as the proceedings of the court have been conducted in an open court with all parties given the opportunity to testify the evidence given for and against them in court in accord with the common law tradition. Wherefore, I swear to this affidavit in opposition to the application as frivolous, vexatious, and a complete waste of this court's time. Signed, Godfred Yeboah Dami, Office of the Attorney General, Accra, this day, the 31st day of May, 2024. Addressed to the Registrar, High Court, Economic and Financial Crime Division, Accra. Enti Godfred Yeboah Dami amanyina so e kire se ensem a Richard Japan case lato forcing mu gina so ntia and normal file this application say yan dismiss charges in front of nyina enukure bi anim enyina so bi anim aba bi anim nso bi anim yasasem bi anim ti wose court tukukura bi wose case sha asenyene evidence bi e fa case hu bia Richard Japan won second ato forcing won second cross examination yahodo nyina akoso wa friend witnesses nyina ba obia kan de obeka wie ti evidence ye da court nanim no a ye nyina ya present no ya obia ya aware of these evidences eno na Ghana mre gyina so enya asem akosi ba bia nyansa nim aba nim nyina so nim no kure nim yanka bibi nye bibi na yamfa nweni the heart of Ghana for ene na mabontia sebe yenya brinking kan na yen sori mfantia yen court ene yen justice system say kanokre but ni nyina mu no Godfred Yeboah Dami chiri mu a sa application we die e frivolous, a vexatious, a complete waste of time. And you know, the criminal and economic and financial division of the Accra High Court, Montumukra. Now, you know, substantive case in the court in any manner, say, my boy, Mayika, Kofada Kato. Abesu Mayu say ambulance. Ghana ni Babia Nasaka Dimwanya Yareda from Dubai to Accra straight to Kukumpi. Neka si Kukumpi ya IS scraps 2.37 million euro ayo Mayika kwa. Na wase sa ko pebosia okra ambulances foforo na enya aniwu sem eni sebi nkurase sem a ambulance no a wo kesi lato force wo gi bi di ko adwuma ko enya ne sia ya eye adwuma ene de wo ko fa free Dubai buy. Just do a comparison of these two. Just do a simple comparison of these two ambulances. Can you call yours an ambulance? Enti said the Godfred Yeboah Dami kan o say Ghana mara no enima koda enim panyi enima brantie enima kokra enima manyani enyim tichani enim sikani enim hiani mra ne ye adwuma sadie ese pepepe ti sa pepepe no pese sa mra yi eye adwuma na afi Ghana fo nya gidie ni akokodro ewo ye mra no mu say no matter the political difference, no matter the financial difference, no matter the social status of an individual, justice is always served right.